Hello, everyone. My name is Oriofe, and I wanted to speak briefly about the power of positive attention. And yeah, let me give an example to kick us off. If I tell you, okay, my goal is for you to look up at the sky, right? I tell you to go outside and just imagine yourself going outside, look up. Don't look at the trees, don't look at the birds, don't look at the houses around you, don't look at the people, just look up, right? Versus if I say, oh, go outside, look up, look up at the sky, see how blue it is, see how gloomy it is if it's gloomy that day, see how the clouds float in the sky, see how um, the sun kind of mixes with the sky. Which one of those statements or descriptions help you to look up at the sky? It will be the second one, right? Because I'm actually describing the sky. I'm telling you, I'm focusing your attention on what I want you to do, the behavior I want to see, which is for you to look up at the sky. But if I'm telling you, oh, don't look at this, if I'm focusing on, oh, don't look at this or don't look at this, it's actually bringing your attention away, your negative attention away from what I actually want you to do. So that brings me to the idea of positive attention. It's actually a psychology term. If you work with kids, because I tutor kids math, and something they train us with is positive attention, right? Um, Positive attention is a psychology term, and so study shows that if a kid misbehaves, like it, you shouldn't put your attention on what you don't want the kid to do. So if the kid is standing up and you want the kid to sit down, you'll be like, oh, not you will not be like, oh, don't stand up. You'll be like, oh, sit down. And so praising the kid for the behavior that you want to see more of actually brings their attention to that thing you want them to do and actually encourages them to do that behavior more. So instead of saying, oh, don't do that, do that, don't do that, don't do that, um, rephrasing and focusing their attention on the behavior you want to see more of, and encouraging them. And so somebody that actually does this really well, I think, is Eric Guagua. Is like he's a I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name well, but he's like a Christian slash social commentator on Instagram, and he really like one thing that I feel like he does well is bring your attention to actually what he wants you to do, the behavior he wants to see more of. So I'll give an example of a video that he did. In this video, he talked about, okay, judge people based on the standard of, like, he starts the sentence. He doesn't focus on, oh, don't divorce or divorce. He says judge. The way he starts his a sentence is judge people based on the standard of their friendship, which brings your attention to actually the behavior he is encouraging, right? Which I feel like he does well. And also, you can tell that even within his Instagram community, they're very like it's very positive. Like somebody even sent a comment that sent him a DM that, oh, in your comments, people can actually find wives. Like people can connect because you're not just telling people, oh, don't. You're encouraging people to do encouraging to do a certain behavior, and that actually helps people adopt that behavior better, and that may be why he has a more positive community compared to, I feel like, in my opinion, compared to some other Christian influencers who are always telling you what not to do, which I feel like is not really the best way to cause behavior change. And why is this important? I think Jesus does this really well. So I'm looking at my screen here. Jesus does this really well. In John chapter 4, when Jesus was with the Samaritan woman at the well, he told her, oh, you have five husbands. And she was like, yeah, how do you know that? Like, but even in the conversation, you can tell that he wasn't really targeting, obviously, God doesn't want her, Jesus doesn't want her to have five husbands, but he was really targeting her heart, a heart of worship. And um he mentioned living water, like I am the living water, and if you drink this water that I'm giving you, you'll never thirst. So for me, he was revealing himself by sharing that information, not necessarily focusing on what he doesn't want her to do, but what he's inviting her to. And I feel like that's very important, even in our lives as Christians. Like positive attention is not just toxic positivity or like life is good, all that. No, it's actually bringing your attention to who you want to become instead of focusing on the don't, focusing on the do, the things that can amplify how we see ourselves, can um, give us a positive perspective on what God is calling us to do. And I feel like that's very important in this day and age where there's so many voices, so many things that can distract us. I think it's important that we focus our attention to what God is saying, right? And yeah, and I feel like when we have positive attention, because the thing is that as human beings, we always have some kind of attention, whether negative or positive. So I feel like Eric Guaga's community and what he does is really encouraging people to see the potential of what they can do, right? If you're praising someone for doing a behavior they're doing well, it encourages them to see, oh, I can really do it. It fosters potential. Fosters this kind of self-esteem that people are excited to do what you want them to do and what they're supposed to do. So I think that's why even Jesus in the Bible kind of, does this really well. Even with the woman at the well, is that I see your potential. Like if I give you this living water, you will never thirst. This is something I'm envisioning for you. I want to open your mind. So I feel like positive attention is not just the behavior, it's also opening your mind to the possibilities, right, of what God is calling us to. So I just wanted to encourage you today that just bring your attention to the things that matter, whether it's a behavior you want to change or what God is calling you to. And I believe it will help open your potential and open up, the possibilities of of what can happen, right? And yeah, I hope this helped you, and I hope this will kind of shift the way you think about behavior change or um, even your walk with God. Yeah, thank you.